WHSH TV. Thanks for joining us this week with the latest. Welcome to WHSH TV. Thanks for joining us this week with the latest news around town and around school here at WHS. I'm Lauren Andis, and with me is JJ Brown. Coming up on today's show, it's bug season. We talked to a local expert about how to prevent bugs from taking over and damaging your house or crashing your outside party. Little League opening day is tomorrow, and the fields are ready for our youth to begin taking part in America's favorite pastime. A local business is stepping up to raise money to help fund the upcoming Little League season. And I-STEP testing is back along with prom this week here at WHS. We will have all the details.
Plus in sports, we preview the Hatchet softball team this week with Coach Cummings, and the always entertaining hallway beat is back to find out what students have planned for their prom weekend.
All that and much more. It's Friday, April 21st, and you're watching WHSH TV. Welcome back to WHSH TV. With warmer weather comes the return of everyone's enemy, bugs. They show up everywhere and can be a hassle to control around your home. Roger Hand at Hand's Termite and Pest Control says there are some basic steps and basic knowledge that you can learn to take care of the problems before it begins.
The first step into controlling any pest infestation is sanitation. Sanitation is very important. Even though we have pesticides that are good and we can do a lot, it still takes a certain amount of preparation from the homeowner, regardless of what the infestation is. Probably the Norway roof rat. It's just better known as just a big old common rat, but we have a lot of those, and then of course your regular house mouse. Bed bugs are a very big issue today. Yes, they are very hard to control. They are a bug that obviously feeds off the body. They want a warm blood meal. So they're very common in motels, schools, all types of situations. Keeping ants away. That's probably the most important pest we fight this day anymore. Ants are, there's a lot of different types of ants, but probably the best thing is to keep any type of landscaping or shrubbery or tree limbs, anything like that, from touching the house, because the ants will use those items as runways or highways to get to and from where they're going into the home or the building. Pest control is very interesting. I've been involved in it for 36 years now as an owner. I've seen a lot of changes. However, things are becoming a lot more environmentally safe today, as well as for the homeowner and the applicator. We're constantly educated and brought up to date with new techniques and safety.
If you first see a pest in your home, keep watch, and if they continue to be a problem, contact your local pest control professional or visit Hand's Termite and Pest Control for an inspection and spray. A local media business here in Washington has expanded to reach more people in central and southern Indiana. DLC Media, based in Washington, operates WAMW-AM and WAMW-FM. And Dave Crooks is here to talk to us with how he likes to spread his local area businesses in the Terre Haute area.
Well, you're always looking for opportunities to grow your radio company. At least I have been for the last few years. And I had considered relocating to Florida with an investment plan so I could kind of bounce back and forth between seasons. between Washington and Florida, but every time we would get a good lead on a station that we thought would make sense, we would actually do our due diligence in Florida, and we would discover that we didn't believe there was enough commerce there to support a radio station. So after we finally thought about what's our best path for the next 10 or 15 years, I decided to settle on the area that I had the most comfort level in. And Brazil is already a market that I worked at for nearly 5 years. And I have a radio station up the road in Rockville, so we just decided to not only expand in and around the Terre Haute area where we already have an existing station, we also expanded in Lawrenceville, Illinois, and we recently had a 10-year arrangement to operate WFML in Vincennes, so it was easy to move our Vincennes location just a few miles west to Lawrenceville. So we're trying to put together what would be a market area that expands our current Washington, Rockville, Vincennes area, and we now have 9 radio stations in the Terre Haute television market. Well, there'll be lots of options when it comes to a variety of programming. For example, in Terre Haute, we have a classic country station, we have an oldie station, we'll soon have a light adult contemporary station, kind of a softer music for the office, for example, and for those looking to relax. We have a Jack FM format, which plays a little bit of everything, and we have an ESPN radio sports format. So those are the 5 stations that we currently have in Terre Haute with 5 different formats. There'll be specialized programming that's not currently being offered. For example, in the community of Brazil, where we're building a new radio studio at, we're going to start doing Northview High School sports, and they haven't had that on the air for over 20 years. We're also going to expand our sports offering on our ESPN station in Terre Haute to where we'll do a Vigo County game of the week, and we'll rotate the 3 Vigo County schools on that particular station. So we'll be doing some additional programming, Purdue sports, Indiana University sports, things like that that we believe are going to be easily to appeal to listeners and to hopefully attract advertisers. Washington obviously is our flagship when it comes to all of our 9 radio stations. We rotate voices from this location to our Terre Haute location, but if the Washington staff would like to get some different voices on the air with the various commercials that we run, they can use their brothers and sisters up in both Brazil and Rockville. So it gives us more choices, it gives us more voices, and more talent. When someone's on vacation, we can pull from our northern or western stations.
The new stations will be based in Rockville and Brazil, Indiana, and will serve several counties and around central and west central Indiana. For additional information about the expansion, you can log on to DLC Media website at www.wamwamfm.com. Tomorrow morning is an exciting time at the sports complex in Washington as the 2017 Little League season will officially begin with opening day ceremonies. League President Byron Holtsclaw met us at the fields and gave us the rundown of everything that will happen tomorrow.
This year, opening day will be Saturday, April 22nd. Starting at 10 a.m. will be opening ceremonies, followed by games around 11 through 5 p.m. We always have someone that is near and dear to the hearts of the Chuck Harmon Little Leaguers throughout the first pitch. Sometimes we have the mayor, sometimes, like last year, we were blessed with Chuck Harmon himself. This year we are celebrating with gratitude the service of Delbert Riker, who served this Little League for over 3 decades. Saturday we will have participants over 400 in number from ages 4 to 12, and then in about 6 weeks we will start our senior league program with about 100 more 13 to 15 year olds. Little League runs from the 3rd week of April, starting with opening day. After that we run Monday through Friday for about 8 weeks. Then we have a tournament in June. On April 29th, we have the Bill Dobson Sign-In Drive. That'll be Saturday, April 29th from 8 to 4, Bill Dobson Ford. Everybody that signs up to test drive a new Ford vehicle will result in $20 being donated to Chuck Harmon Little League. We plan to make $6,000 that day, so if you could make your way out to Bill Dobson Ford from 8 to 4 on Saturday, April 29th. And then later that evening, we have a special event with David Ball coming to the Moose Family Center, at 8:30 p.m. Tickets are $20 to see David Ball, and there are a few VIP passes remaining for $40.
Opening ceremonies begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow at the sports complex. The games will begin around noon. A local business is sponsoring a fundraiser next Saturday on April 29th to help raise money for the upcoming Little League season. Build Ops and Ford will be sponsoring a Drive One for Your Community event next Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on their lot. For each test drive that day, the Ford Motor Company is offering $20 to the Little League with a chance to raise up to $6,000. Alyssa Rice at Build Ops and Ford says it is a win for the community and everyone who comes out for a drive.
Drive One for Your Community is an event that we hold at our dealership for Ford. This year we're going to be hosting Chuck Harmon Little League, and what we will do is for each test drive that is taken here, $20 will be donated to them up to $6,000. So we're hoping to get 300 test drives this year. The requirements for the test drive is that you have to be at least 18 years old and that there's only one person per household. The event is going to be held on April 29th from 8 o'clock until 4.
It is free and open to everyone next Saturday, April 29th at Build Ops and Ford. You must be at least 18 years old to take a test drive. This week and next, ISTEP testing will resume for specific grades at Washington Junior High and High School. There are several ways to help students get better prepared for their test. Washington Junior High School Principal Mark Arnold gives us some tips to help students better prepare.
Hi, I'm Mr. Arnold, I'm the principal at Washington Junior High School. What do parents need to know about ISTEP testing in the next couple weeks? The main thing is that we need kids at school, we need them ready. Really the only way students can prepare better for the test is to have been paying attention the whole time during school, you know. It's not a test that you can cram for, it builds on itself, and the skills that the teachers are trying to teach you from day one coming into school is what you're going to be tested on. So the best thing they can do to prepare is to listen and participate in class from day one of school. ISTEP is in the news a lot. I mean, in Indiana especially, they're talking about getting rid of ISTEP as we know it and replacing it with another test that they call something like iLearn. It'll be another test to make sure students are, learning standards that someone told us we need to learn. We're hoping it's a little bit more aligned to what students need. We're hoping that it's shorter because right now I feel like the test is way too long. Most people would believe that it doesn't test really the skills that we need to test in students. And so and I think in the next couple of years they're supposed to get rid of ISTEP and hopefully replace it with something that's shorter, later in the year, and doesn't carry quite so much weight for the school and takes a little bit pressure off the teachers as well, and the students. The students are under a lot of pressure as well. Will schedules be adjusted? We always adjust the schedules. The testing sections always take a certain amount of time. They have to be given in a certain amount of order, and so in order to do that, a lot of times we'll go to block classes, and you won't necessarily have every class every day so that we can accommodate those times. So it just varies from day to day and from subject to subject.
Students in the junior high and high school will be operating on block scheduling again next week to accommodate for the testing. Coming up after the break, we'll have a quick look at the weekend forecast, which includes rain, unfortunately, for the many things that are going on around town. Plus, we'll tell you about prom night Saturday and what students are planning. You're watching WHSH TV. That's all.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach. I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back to WHSH TV. I'm JJ Brown. Let's take a quick look at your current conditions. Currently here in Washington, Indiana, it's mostly cloudy, and the highs for today will be 59, and the low for today will be 45. Let's take a look at this week. Looking at this weekend. This weekend, Saturday is prom day, and it's unfortunately going to be raining. And the highs will be around a cool 52 degrees, and the low for Saturday will be around 44. And then on Sunday, the rain will clear for a little bit. It will be partly cloudy. Highs around 68 and lows around 44. That's your weather. We'll be right back here on WHSH TV.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
A big event in our high school memories is coming up this weekend with the Washington High School Prom. The junior class has been working hard all week, making final preparations in the Hatchet House. Prom decorating will be from 4 until finished today. Students going to prom should enter through Gate 4 by 6:30 p.m. to sign in and then report to the auditorium for Grand March lineups. Grand March will begin promptly at 7 p.m. in the gym. Prom spectators should enter through Gates 1, 2, and 3. Gate 4 is for prom attendees only. Gates 1, 2, and 3 will be open at 6:40 p.m. With prom weekend here, we decided to head to the halls this week to find out what students had planned for their big weekend of prom. Here's Zach Guthrie with this week's Hallway Beat.
What are your weekend plans for prom? Before post-prom, I'm going out to eat with my date, and then I'm going to prom, then I'm going to post-prom after prom.
Yeah, they call me Pedro Rodriguez. I'm an international tennis ball player. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Friday night I have a baseball game against Tecumseh. Everybody be there, 6:30. That's right, be there. Then Saturday morning I'll have baseball practice, and then I'll probably get ready around noon probably, take some pictures around 3, go to prom, get excited, you know, dance a little bit. Then I'm going to post-prom after that and probably sleep all day Sunday.
The Washington High School softball team season is now in full swing, and the team has already accomplished one of its goals by grabbing their first victory in a couple years with the program. We spoke to Coach Cummings about his team and what is still to come.
We got the monkey off our back. We've won the one game. We knew going into it that our first 10 games were going to be some of our toughest, and we reached that point last night with Boonville. And right now, we're just getting better every night we step onto the field. Right now, if I remember right, Haven Mars is batting 500, which is very, very good. Lindsay Moody's batting 380 something. I can't remember what it is, but both of them batting very well. There's some other girls batting almost 300. We're hitting the ball very well, but we still have to make the plays whenever we need to. We'd like to go a 500 season. Even though we're 1-8 right now, it's still very possible with the teams we got coming up.
Best of luck to the team this year, and thanks to Coach Cummings for a preview of the team. When we come back, a detailed look at weekend sports here on WHSH TV.
So who's going to do what? I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
The Washington Hatchet baseball team is really rolling in the early season. Hello everyone, I'm Caleb Knipp with WHSH Sports. With a busy week on the diamond, the Hatchets started the week on a high note by destroying one of their big rivals and conference foe Vincennes, 10-0 in 6 innings at Vincennes on Monday. Tuesday night, the Hatchets would return to their home turf, where they came from behind to beat a very solid Linton team 5-4. The Hatchets rallied 4-0 heading into the 6th inning before coming back for the win. On Thursday night, the Hatchets had another tough conference matchup by hosting Jasper at the Sports Complex. The Hatchets suffered their first loss of the season last night in a tough battle with conference foe Jasper at the Sports Complex. Washington battled but fell to 8-1 with a 10-6 loss. The Hatchets will be back in action tonight as they host Tecumseh. The Cleveland Cavaliers overcame a 26-point deficit to beat the Indiana Pacers 119-114 Thursday night in Bankers Life Fieldhouse to take a commanding 3-0 lead in the first round of the 2017 NBA playoffs. The series will continue Sunday afternoon in a must-win game for the Pacers. Other scores from yesterday, the Milwaukee Bucks dealt the Toronto Raptors a loss, 104-77. And the Memphis Grizzlies got by San Antonio in their Game 3 matchup, 105-94. At the ballparks yesterday, in the National League, the Brewers got by the struggling Cardinals 7-5, and the Nationals topped the Braves 3-2. Tonight on the diamond, the Chicago Cubs kick off a weekend series with the Cincinnati Reds at Great American Ballpark. First pitch is set for 6:40 p.m. tonight. That's sports. I'm Caleb Knipp for WHSH TV. We'll be back right after this.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to WHSH TV. My name is JJ Brown. Let's take a quick look at your extended forecast. Starting off in the West Coast, there's some rain up in the very northern corner of California, and on the rest of the western coast, there's not much going on. As we move further into the middle of the country, there's some rain and snow all throughout that part, and in the Rockies, there's some heavy snow going on around there. As we move more in towards the middle, there's some flash flood in the Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri area. And there's some severe thunderstorms right around here in the northern part of Texas. And as we move further over east, there's some rain going on all throughout Kentucky, Tennessee, and all the surrounding states in that area. And there's also a high pressure system moving down through that same area. And if you go far southeast into Florida, southern Georgia, and Alabama area, there's not much going on. There's no precipitation, no fronts moving on through there. And if you move further up in the New England area, there's some rain and thunderstorms. And if you move farther up in the New England area, there's some freezing rain possible. And that same low pressure system is also moving through there at this current moment. Let's move on to let's look at current conditions. Currently in Washington, Indiana, it's mostly cloudy on today, and the high for today will be around 59, and the low will be 45. Looking at this weekend, on Saturday, that's prom day here in Washington, Indiana, and it's going to be rainy. That's not that good. And the high is going to be a cool 52 degrees, and the low will be 44. On Sunday, the rain will clear up. It's going to be partly cloudy with highs around 68 and a low of 44. On to next week. Next week will be mostly sunny with scattered thunderstorms around midweek on Wednesday, and the high in next week will be in the 80s and the lows around the 40s. That is your weekend outlook right here on WHSH TV.
Thanks, JJ. On behalf of our entire team here at WHSH on the campus of Washington High School, we'd like to thank you all for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you right back here next week on WHSH TV.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.